Action.
Hi, thank you for joining us. I'm Dr. Metzger, and this week on episode 4, we are talking about the insula.
The insula, also called the insular lobe, is known as the island of Ryle. Located deep in the sylvian fissure under the upper column, and is covered by the temporal, frontal, and parietal lobes. Interestingly, the insula is larger in the left side than on the right side of the brain in humans. When the upper column is open, 2 divisions can be seen. The anterior portion has 3 short gyri, and the posterior division contains 2 long gyri. The insular cortex is categorized based on degree of granularity into 3 portions or parietal architectural divisions. Anterior third of the insula is composed of agranular cells. The middle third is composed of disgranular cells, and the posterior third is composed of well-defined granular cells. The medialmost aspect of Heschl's gyrus and posterior insula are similar anatomically. So this is an MRI scan of the brain. We can see the right anterior insula, the right posterior insula, the left anterior section of the insula, and the left posterior section of the insula.
Now on to the physiology of the insular lobe. The insula is involved in cognitive, autonomic, emotional, and sensory processes. This was found mainly due to studies on macaque monkeys, where they stimulated different parts of the insula, and, quote, direct cortical stimulation of the insula produced motor movements in the face, body, and tail of the macaque monkey, and also resulted in changes to respiration, heartbeat, blood pressure, and saliva mucus productions. This suggested direct stimulation connections between the insula and motor cortices, as well as the autonomic nervous system. And this was a quote from a study done in 2012. Link at the end. The insula is also involved in temporal patterning, sound detection, nonverbal processing, phonological processing, and visual auditory integration. White matter tracks connect the insula to the different lobes of the cerebrum, allowing pathways in communication to occur. Action!
So the pathways and projections of the insula include the inputs, the intrahemispheric connections, and the interhemispheric connections. The inputs include the dorsal medial geniculate body and the medial geniculate body. The intrahemispheric connections include the arcuate fasciculus that connects the A1 or auditory area 1 and other association areas. The interhemispheric connections are the corpus callosum, and it connects both hemispheres via the inferior anterior portion of the corpus callosum. Hi, we're going to talk about the clinical relevance of the insula. Go.
Action.
Without the insula, there would be less intrahemispheric communication, causing multiple deficits. These deficits include temporal patterning, sound detection, nonverbal processing, phonological processing, visual auditory integration. The insula plays an important role in a wide range of psychiatric disorders, such as schizophrenia, people's moods, panic, such as panic disorder, post-traumatic stress, otherwise known as PTSD, and obsessive-compulsive disorders, which include many subcategories. Okay, so here we have a representation of the insula, and we have our anterior portion, our middle portion, and our posterior portion. And as a whole, this is the insula. We just kind of broke it up into pieces. So the interior part is kind of in charge of subjective intensity of experience and perception. The middle portion is polymodal integration, or polymodal integration. And the posterior portion focuses mainly on the interoceptive awareness of the bodily state.